Here's a question from the digital SAT. It says, in the given quadratic function, a and c are constants. The graph of y equals fx in the xy plane is a parabola that opens downward and has a vertex at the point hk. The vertex of a parabola is the lowest point, or if it's upside down, it's the highest point. This one says opens downward, so it's something that looks like that. It's going to be the highest point. Remember, of the vertex, hk. H is the x value of the vertex, k is the y value of the vertex. All right, where h and k are constants, k is less, it says if k is less than 0, f of minus 6 equals f of 2, which of the following must be true? C is less than 0, a is less than or equal to negative 1. I'm going to keep 3 fundamental rules of SAT math in mind. Rule number 1, think simple. Rule number 2, write your work. Rule number 3, know and use Desmos. So I'm going to look at this thing and think simple. I'm just going to plug in negative 6 and positive 2 for x and make them equal to each other. So hold on, let me go up here. It's a times, I'm plugging in negative 6 squared minus 5 times negative 6 plus c equals. Now I'm going to plug in 2, f of 2. A times 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus c. Those two things are equal. If I subtract c from both sides, the c goes away. Negative 6 squared is 36a. Negative 5 times negative 6 is 30. Equals 2 squared is 4. Minus 5 times 2 is minus 10. So 36a plus 30 equals 4a minus 10. I will subtract 4a from both sides, 32a. Subtract 30 from both sides equals minus 40. A equals minus 40 over 32 equals, 8 goes into 40 5 times, negative 5. 8 goes into 32 4 times. So a is negative 5/4, which is less than negative 1. It's equal to negative 1.25. So there it is. It's negative 1.25. Now I have to find what c equals. And I can just plug this in again. Now, I need something else to plug in, because if I just plug in a, I'm going to have x and c. What x value could I plug in? Well, I can plug in the x value for the vertex. And it says here, k must be less than 0. So if the vertex is hk, k, which is the y value, the value of the function, has to be less than 0. So can I find the x value of the vertex? Well, if f of minus 6 equals f of 2, the vertex is going to be halfway between them. And let's check it out. Negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. Never mind. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. Divide that by 2. So add them, divide by 2. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. Divided by 2 is negative 2. That's the h value of the vertex. So now I have, which is the x value of the vertex. So I have the x value of the vertex and I have a, so I can plug those into the equation to find c. Negative 1.25 times negative 2 squared minus 5 times negative 2 plus c. And remember, that vertex has to be less than 0. So negative 2 squared is 4. 4 times negative 1.25. Do that in a calculator, that's negative 5. Minus 5 times negative 2 is plus 10. Plus c is less than 0. That's 5 plus c is less than 0. C, I'll subtract 5 from both sides, is less than negative 5. That means 1 is also true, because c has to be less than negative 5 in order for that vertex to be beneath the x-axis. So that is 1 and 2. The answer is c. Now, know and use Desmos. Let me try this on Desmos, and let me put this in first. I'm going to put this in Desmos. Let's see, I've got f of x equals ax squared minus 5x plus c. And then I'm going to put what I know, f of negative 6. Now these are parameters. I want it to figure out what a and c are. So I'm not going to use equal. I'm going to put a tilde, the cloud. It's shift and then the key net to the left of 1. F of 2. And then it says A is negative 1.25 and C is 0. But look at what's happened here. I better pay attention because HK, K is greater than 0. The Y value is greater than 0. That's not what I want. So let me put in another equation using that A value. I'll put Y equals negative 1.25 x squared minus 5x plus C. And now I'm going to get rid of these two because I don't need those anymore. I already know what A is. And now I've got a beautiful slider for C. And I can see how to get that vertex below the x-axis. Oh, look, it's already negative and it's going down, down, down. Right at negative 5, you can already see that C has to be less than 0. At negative 5, it's on the x-axis, so it's got to be less than negative 5. So again, C is less than negative 5 and A is negative 1.25. That's 1 and 2, and so both are true. The answer is C. Desmos is faster, but you've got to watch out for that little trick there. When it first shows the function, and I want to, at this point it doesn't have a slider. When it first shows the function, I'm just typing it in again, it doesn't fit the second parameter. It's got A equals negative 1.25 and C, if I get rid of those sliders, it says, oh, I got rid of the other function too, f of x equals ax squared minus 5x plus C. And it says C is equal to 0, but that vertex is above the x-axis. The y value, or if it's hk, the k value, is above 0. But the question said it's below, so that's why I set up the slider and figured out what it has to be to get that vertex to have a negative y value, that k is negative. So be careful on that one. But anyway, the answer to this one is 1 and 2. C is the answer, 1 and 2.